Welcome to part 2 of 3 of our interview here with Erin Livingston, outside for BYU Cougars. I'm not sure what other team would be on here. Volleyball. So we kind of left off talking about like our official visits, and so make sure to go check that out if you haven't watched it. Don't just hop into part 2. So kind of with that official visit, you said it just felt right. So you toured the campus, watched a men's volleyball game. What made it feel right for you?
I think the point where I was like, this is where I want to be, was meeting the girls and just seeing how nice they were, and they're like incredible at volleyball, and I was like I want to be with those type of people. And so I think that was like the biggest thing for me. And then I met the coaches, and they were so supportive and had really high expectations for me. I was like, that's what I want. Like, I wanted to push myself. I didn't want to just go to college and just like play like easily. Like, I wanted to work for it, and I knew I'd get that at BYU. So
yeah, no, that makes sense. I mean, it's not really the same. Like, it's not the same walking into a team and being the best.
Yeah, I wanted to work to be the
best.
Yeah,
because I mean, then it gets boring.
Yeah.
You know? Like, if you're not constantly working towards something to be better and better,
Exactly.
then there's not really any point of playing.
No, and I wanted to see like how good I could be, and so I knew BYU would push me to be my best.
All right, so that's so sick. So you signed, you commit, you signed, graduated, and so did you come in Summer Bridge, or what did you?
Yes.
Summer Bridge.
Summer Bridge.
Gotta love Summer Bridge.
It was a fun time.
So you did that, started volleyball. What was your initial impressions coming into BYU as a freshman?
I thought it was super cool. Summer Bridge was nice because it's like a ton of athletes.
Yeah.
And we're all kind of just in the same position. For me specifically, I redshirted my freshman year, so it was like a little hard because I didn't travel and stuff, but I really got to develop my skills in volleyball and just really dial in and being the best I could be while my team was traveling. And so even though it was a hard year, it was a really beneficial year for me to get better at volleyball and just focus on school too.
Yeah.
So, but everybody was so supportive, and it was fun. So
you took that redshirt year, and then when did your redshirt freshman year? What was your role kind of for your redshirt freshman year?
I think I really just try to have tons of energy for my team, and just like I said, just getting better. And so yeah, I just tried to be the most energetic on the side as I could be, and supportive. So
yeah.
Did
you see a lot of time that year, or when did you?
Yeah, no. I didn't.
No?
Yeah, I didn't touch the court that year. So.
Did you get to travel?
Oh. I know. It was hard, but
yeah.
That happens, and I'm glad I did because it helped me.
That probably helps fuel you, right?
Oh, for sure.
I mean, you knew what you wanted. You weren't there, and so you knew what you wanted to get to.
Exactly.
And then see, that was 2020, right? No,
2019.
No, 2019.
2019 into 2020.
All right, and then 2020 into 2021.
Yeah.
We'll just ignore times.
I
we'll just put that.
COVID and everything made it
right.
Confusing.
So then, did you get a COVID year, or did that not work for volleyball?
So yeah, I could have a COVID year, so I'd have 2 more seasons after this. I'm graduating in April. I could have 2 more seasons. So.
That's like Tyler Batty too.
Yeah.
Except you
I'm gonna be old. I'm
2017.
gonna be a 6-year senior.
Whoa.
It's crazy.
And so last year you did get some time. You kind of you and Kenzie were on the other side, right?
Yeah, so it was me and Taylor on the outside, Kenzie on the right side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, last year, was that your first year that you really got to...
I actually played the year before.
The year before. I skipped a year, huh?
That was COVID, though. It was kind of confusing. So
confusing. At such weird times.
It was a weird time. So, and we had, basically 2 seasons during COVID. Because we had, the COVID season that didn't count.
Yeah.
And another one. So, yeah. After my redshirt freshman year, I've played since then. So.
When did you? Cause, I feel like you've kind of come into this role as a leader on your team, at least from an outsider's perspective. That's kind of what I see.
That's nice.
Yeah. When did you really find this role that you've fallen into as a starter, as someone that people can look up to on the team?
Yeah, definitely growing into this role has been my freshman and sophomore year, I still felt really young, and I was underclassmen, I was still building my confidence, and so I don't think I was as much of a leader as I am maybe now to some people. But I think just, you know, holding people accountable, but like in a nice way, and
Mm-hmm.
just, I think for me, one of my biggest traits is just giving energy and giving confidence to people. So that's what I try and do, and I hope that they see that and, you know, look up to that.
I see it from the stands.
Thanks.
I see you definitely have a lot of energy.
Oh, that's
And then
nice.
every time after you score,
Yeah.
look at Hayden. He's just got a grin on his face. He's like,
so cute. I love him.
yeah. And then here's a funny story for Cougar Nation. I told you this after that one game.
Yes.
So my fiance Liz and Erin run at the same time, and there was a ball that shot straight up. So I don't know what happened, but it was gonna be the second hit.
Yeah.
And so you and Liz
Someone
were
needed
just
to step
staring.
in and set
You were
it.
just were staring at each other, and then it goes and just hits the ground. Yeah, and then me and Hayden, we just like stared at each other. We're like, I was like, I think it's her fault. Or I was like, I think it's Erin's fault. And he goes, I think it was Liz's fault. And then I was like, just kept blaming each other. We're like, hey, we gotta wait till after the game. Gotta figure out whose fault it was.
That was hilarious.
And I mean, not Erin's fault, but
Yeah, one of us needed to step in and set that ball.
Yeah.
It was about him.
I was like, I can't. Oh, that memory's so fun. Like, I
That
can't
was-
wait to like have more memories with that.
Seriously. I know, I'm glad you guys are together.
Yeah.
We have some more football, volleyball
Yeah.
couples.
And then, so you and Hayden got married in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Where'd you guys go get married at?
So we got married at River Bottoms Ranch in Midway.
Okay.
Yeah, so got married there, and then a couple months later in December we got to be sealed in the temple. So we kind of got 2 weddings.
Yeah. How'd you guys meet?
So we met in humanities class.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, jeez.
And we met like in the MOA, the Museum of Art, because we had like a assignment where you have to pick a painting and write a paper about it. And we just like met each other and talked the whole rest of the time, and it was just like hit it off. And then he asked me to the safeties dinner, the football safeties dinner. And then it was like we both agreed that it was the best first date we've ever been on. So
That's so
just
cool.
kinda went from there.
Then how long did you date for before you got married?
I think it was 9 months, 8 or 9 months.
Oh, that's like an eternity for
Yeah.
BYU.
I know. People were like, "That's a long time." I was like, "Really?"
I know. Everywhere else are
Really?
like 9 months. That's
No,
crazy.
seriously. So.
Well, that'll wind down part 2. In part 3, we're gonna go in a little more about your future and what you see for yourself and for your family. So make sure Cougar Nation to stick around for that part 3. And thanks for tuning into part 2.